up ahead.
And there's trouble coming off of turn 2. Some cars get strangled. It might be this. Whoever gets back to the start-finish line, they'll get the white and the yellow together.
Lake Speed and John Andretti tangle as the leaders head for turn number 3. Andretti and Spencer got together.
This could be the Daytona 500. Bobby Labonte goes to the outside.
Labonte up high. Earnhardt uses the lap car of Rick Mast as a pick. 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500.
Until suddenly,
trouble, turn 3. Car spinning up into the wall mid-pack.
It's Dale Jarrett, one of them.
Mark Martin is in it. Elliott Sadler, the rookie, and car spin.
See Terry Labonte.
Well, that showed you which car was upside down. Winston Cup race. 1985, Greg Sachs won the July 400 miler.
Oh, trouble.
Off turn 4, Michael Waltrip goes spinning in front of the pack, and here they come.
4 cars spinning. John Andretti, Kenny Wallace, 9 cars. Stacy Compton goes down pit road. Elliott Sadler gets caught up in it. Now they'll race back to the...
Got pushed around by that car, and that's the 4 car.
And he got in the back of Tony Stewart. Of course, Tony Stewart going airborne here.
And it was Ward Burton's car being sideways that blocked up the track for everybody behind him.
Boy, and it gets hit by every car in the field, seems like, and Tony Stewart's car just took a whale of a ride.
Now here from the blimp.
Well,
it's just ahead of it.
Yeah, we're just ahead of it there.
Now look at Burton's car. When it goes sideways, it collects up the whole rest of the field.
I mean, there's cars going under Stewart's car while he's in midair.
Yeah. That must be at least 30 cars in that wreck.
They're behind the 1. They're behind the 1. They're behind 2. 3 wide inside. 3 wide. 3 wide. Clear into the 14.
That.
Turn 1. And there we were talking about throwing the block, and that looks like what happened. And the first 4 or 5 cars get through, and then about the 7th or 8th, I don't know, about the wherever the 43 car of Andretti, that was the next car to hit. And after that, there's no place for anyone to go.
That's right, the track just becomes completely blocked. Take another look. See well, that's kind of a little bit afterwards, but see Harvick slide back up. How did Ward Burton get through that? Wow.
And all those cars on the inside. And then the hole closed up.
Add Jeremy Mayfield to the list of those involved, the 19 car.
On board with Jeff Gordon. We see him. All right, he goes down, tries to get on the inside of Harvick. Harvick comes down to block. They make contact.
Oh, look at that thing lift up, Larry.
Just takes off like an airplane.
That's 3,400 pounds, folks. Just lifting up in the air like a feather.
And the right rear wheel digs into the dirt and tears the whole rear end loose from the car.
Yeah, if the tire hadn't come off of the wheel, it probably wouldn't have turned over like that. But once the tire came off, and it dug in and flipped it. Let's watch her here and see what happens.
On the backstretch. It's Michael Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Oh, Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there. Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Martin car into Brian Vickers in the 25 in chain reaction?
Yes, that's Michael Tuckins. Yes.
And Biffle, the pole sitter, looks like he barely got through there.
So you see the tire come off of Michael's car. Then it got into that grass softened by the rain, and it just dug in, just like we saw Ryan Newman's last year, and sent the car over.
There's Harvick, Kevin LePage.
Harvick slides up in front of traffic.
Cars upside down, cars everywhere.
And turn 4 is Calamity Corner once again. Watch the 22 of Scott Wimmer, the yellow car, take a wild ride here.
What started at Greg Biffle came down in the 10, or the 10 went up to Greg Biffle.
Rusty Wallace got a little tap but kept on going.
Now watch Wimmer. Over once, twice, 3 on his nose, 4, wham.
Huge. I can't tell you what it does to you. You just pray that when you stop that you can remember what happened.
Kyle, I'm not sure exactly who it was.
Here are the replays. We're under caution at Daytona.
No tire on that left rear, BP, the 45 car. Let's see, there's Jeff. Oh, wow.
Jeff Green breaks loose through the grass, then up the track.
Kind of a strange crash, really.
Joe
Watch
Nemechek.
Edwards. Almost, I mean, right in the door.
Looked like Schrader did a good job getting around it in the 21.
And left those guys with absolutely no place to go. And we see what happened to the left rear of the 45. The 99 car just knocked off the tire and the quarter panel of the left rear.
To the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Dog crash. Here they come. Checker flag. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got one car
And they're
on
still-
his roof coming across the start-finish line.
Still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are
Montoya.
still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears all crashed on the.
It's terrifying.
Early on, the 14 car was spinning down pit road, actually hit the pit wall.
6 just comes up from the bottom, and I think he must have hoped, because he sure wasn't hoping that Matt would cut him some slack. But that's 2 team cars, and I think he probably, Reagan, hoped that Matt may give him a little break.
Darrell, did it almost look like that he had no control over the car going up there? It looks like it was just in a slide up there to some degree.
Kenseth has gone to the garage.
It's just that, you know,
The green flag stops prior to that caution. Boy, Brian Vickers, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that ain't going to work, boys.
Vickers hard. Here we go. Busch, the dominant car of the day, in the wall.
that was wrong.
And 10 cars sliding, slamming into the infield.
Jimmy
That is
Johnson,
wrong.
totally uncalled for. Totally.
I don't care who you are. That was just wrong.
Junior gets a good run.
Vickers puts a little block on him. And then you be the judge.
Let's reiterate the rule. You are not allowed to advance your position below the yellow line. If you are forced below the yellow,
That was a hard lick
For
on
the
that
39 car.
somebody turned.
Elliott Sadler got
Sadler.
loose.
Yeah, he got loose, and here they all come and just piled in.
The 19 of Elliott Sadler.
Look at that 39 car. Those splitters, they're like snow plows.
Wow, Bill Elliott just missed Quapple. Michael into his teammate, Rudeman.
Got Rudeman loose.
Right in front of Keselowski. Here comes Nemechek. Pow into Michael.
Look at, nope, didn't make it. Didn't make it.
Brian Keselowski, we just talked about, was involved. That white car up against the wall there. We just got a report that he was complaining about a bad vibration in every gear.
No, Larry, he just slammed
hit the
into
jet dryer.
I think he slammed into the jet dryer.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Larry, Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible
Got down on that inside, caught the left rear corner of the 5 car. That's a real vulnerable spot, and gave him a little tap and sent him sailing.
What a close call for Joey Logano on that 22. He was all the way down in the grass and dodged it.
Yeah, these guys on further down the track, they really got in it afterwards when people were slowing down.
Kane sideways, comes across the nose of Montoya. Logano misses him.
And Darrell, that was coming out of that trial where you're running so fast with very little banking to hold you.
Somebody got into the back of Kevin Harvick's number 29.
That it looked like the 33 car of Brian Scott. Something. And watch Danica right there. Man, that was a lick.
Brian Scott down right next to, and Kevin Harvick makes contact in the 4.
That's what shot
Scott.
Yep. That's what shot the 33 up the hill. I knew something had to happen because he just abruptly, the 33 abruptly turned to the right and went up the hill. We got our pole sitter involved. Danica.
Austin Dillon, Danica Patrick, Michael Waltrip among those involved.
Start off in the back straightaway over here. Let's see what happens.
4 wide. And Austin Dillon tips Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
And it's on.
Right in that spot where it didn't take much.
And as they kept wrecking and more.
Oh, trouble. Turn 2 down here, guys. Turn 1 and 2. Big trouble.
2 cars hard into the wall. Chris Buescher, one of those 4 rookies, is all tied up with Matt DiBenedetto.
I'm not too sure something didn't happen to one of those cars, because that when I looked up
off of a car as it makes impact, you know that's a huge hit.
What I don't like about that is that Buescher hit the wall head on, and then he got hit by DiBenedetto here in the driver's or in the right side, trying to get a double whammy. Back straightaway, cars get a little bit loose and crazy as they get the end of the back straightaway.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to go?
Trouble! Here we go! Here we go!
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14:48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's a 10. Wow! Lord have mercy. There you go.
5th caution flag of the day. 7-time series champ Johnson. Clint Boyer is in it. There's Jimmy's Chevrolet all torn up, and he's climbing out.
What happened was the 1 car, he snuck to the outside of the 48 getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside. Just not enough room to make it 4 wide right there.
And Mike, I know you won't. The cars are the most difficult to hang on to at the end.
Oh, Kurt Busch around off the bumper of Blaney.
Inside, call once you're inside, you should be the leader.
Looks like
Truex not able to avoid this one, or Bowman.
Oh, Bowman's got it.
The 12's right in that area, that left rear that turns him around.
Yep.
And it was Alex half the field.
It was on from there.
It has become the war of attrition 500.
As soon as Blaney poked his nose to the left rear quarter panel of that 41, around it went, just like we've seen all week.
Yep.
Let's watch from